Hey guys, this is Nathan and welcome back to Satisfactory. Hope you guys are having a great day. I am having a wonderful day, aside from the fact that it is rather warm here right now and I can't run my air conditioner while I'm recording. That kinda stinks. But anyway, so between episodes I have been doing a bunch of work. I collected tons of leaves and wood and flower petals that I have been running in our biomass and solid biofuel setup and running into the generators. I also got both of the assemblers set up they are making the reinforced plates at the moment, but we've still got a little ways to go on that. But it made me think that we need something else that we have not been making yet, and that is what this is set up for. So we need copper sheets. Now, unfortunately, copper sheets is not going to work out real good, because copper sheets needs 20 copper ingots per minute, and this guy's going to be putting out 30. So we are going to have a bit of a backup on that, but we can't really utilize it very well. So we will just kind of live with a little bit of inefficiency on that. But before I hook that up, I do need to get a bit more power running. And thankfully we have one generator left. I am so looking forward to getting some coal power so that we don't have to worry about this anymore. And you know what? We got plenty of screws in our inventory. Let's just go ahead and get over here. So what we'll do, we will grab a bunch of biomass or biofuel, solid biofuel out of here, and we are going to load up all of our generators. We're going to kick this guy on because, as you can see, we are just maxed out on our power consumption. So yeah, we should actually see a slight decrease in the amount of deviation in power usage when we turn this on. But we now have the power that we need to keep that running. Before I head up and hook those up, though, I am going to come over here and reload these. And man, it's a good thing that I did. They are almost empty. So I know I could set up these guys with some containers. It would probably work a little bit better. But as it is, it works. Now I did upgrade this back to tier 2 belts because we did get a bunch of wood. So we've got a bunch of biomass waiting to go in. But let's go ahead and go hook this up, make sure that everything works. We should have only added 8 megawatts of consumption, and we added 20 megawatts of production. So we would be capable of doing a bit more if we needed to. So let's see here. Where do we have some power available? Looks like we've got a pole right here. So we'll go ahead and hook that guy up, and then this one's got some power available, and so that should just immediately, oh, I forgot to set that to copper ingots. So yes, now this should start kicking on the miner more consistently, and so we should have a bit less variation. But as you can see, our maximum production is 160 megawatts, and we're only consuming 148. So we do have 12 megawatts to play with still. So I probably will think about the potential of some other things that we can do in the meantime. Maybe a bit more iron production or something. I wish that we had enough to run another assembler, but unfortunately we don't. I guess we could throw in another constructor to do concrete. I just don't know. I don't know. But I think while I am waiting for all of this to continue doing its thing, I am going to run the power all the way around the top and down into the valley over here where we are going to be doing our coal power, because we need some power to get everything first started, and then we need some way for the power to get back. So I'm going to work on that for a while, and hopefully when I come back we will have all of the supplies that we need to get this all set up, and it looks like we're getting really close on the plates. Alright, so we now have everything that we need for getting this coal milestone taken care of. So let's go ahead and get this stuff in here. And there we go.
Milestone reached. Coal is an improved alternative power source to biomass and can be fully automated if provided water with the new pipeline buildings and power throughout the initial setup. Coal has been added to the resource scanner. Note: ensure the close proximity of water to the coal production line. Note: pumps will aid in vertical transport of fluids through pipes. Note: throughput and volume indicators are added to each pipe section automatically.
That's a lot of notes. But, yeah, we are ready to go and get our coal set up. So what I want to do, I am going to grab the last little bit of pipe that I have over here. And actually what we need to do, we need to come in here now. So we need to have at least one miner Mark 1. We need at least one water extractor. We need at least 2 coal generators, but you know what? I think we're going to go with 3 coal generators. And then we need, probably, I don't know, let's say 30 pipes, 3 pipe junctions. We shouldn't need any of those. And then we'll need at least a few splitters and a few Mark 2. Yeah, we can actually go with Mark 1 lift. Yeah, Mark 1 lifters. So we'll just get a few of those, and then, yeah, that should be good. We'll just have to know that we need a bit of stuff beyond that. So let's go ahead and grab all of this stuff. We do not have a huge amount of pipe. That is very unfortunate. But let's go ahead and scroll down here. So we have plenty of cable. We have plenty of copper sheets, plenty of concrete, plenty of iron plates. We do not have enough rotors. We do not have enough reinforced iron plates. And we need a portable miner. So we've got a few things to collect up still in order to be able to fire up this coal power. But once I get all of the resources that I need to be able to do this, and you know what? We're going to grab this Caterium. Really? Nothing from the ma'am? Okay. But once I get all of the resources for that, we are actually going to shut everything down here in the base so that we can conserve our biomass as much as possible. So it looks like we are out of resources here for the rotors, which, yeah, I think we're going to switch this one back to reinforced plates. This one here, yeah, it just ran out too, but we're going to keep making rotors in this one for the moment. And so we have, yeah, we'll need another batch of rotors. We'll need some more plates. So I'll let that run for a little bit, and I'll meet you guys down by the lake. So coming down into the lake area, and we have a blue slug here, so I figured I would pick that up on camera. But what I have decided to do here is going to be a bit different than what I was initially planning. I went and grabbed 3 of the biomass generators from the base, and we are actually going to make this a fully self-sustaining system before we hook it up to our network. So this is where we're going to be building. I have gone through here and cleared out tons of underbrush through here and killed all of the bad guys, so we don't have to worry about any of them. But what we're going to do, we are going to start out by placing down our water extractor here. So this guy is fairly big, and we have to be in reasonably deep water. Doesn't have to be terribly deep, but reasonably deep. And so that will give us this. And so I don't know for the life of me how much these take. Okay, those take 20 megawatts. I knew they took a bunch, but I didn't know how much. So yes, that will be feeding up here. So the next thing we need is our actual power generators. Now, the water pump will lift the water up to 10 meters, which I believe is fairly close to the top of the pump. So we should be okay to place these generators like here or something like that. So if we place one there, one right next to it, and then one right next to that, that should be definitely low enough that that can easily pump into them. So next thing, let's grab some pipelines, and we will bring this over here, and I suppose we're not terribly concerned about making this look good right now. What we're really worried about is getting 225 megawatts of power. So if we grab this guy, now we should be able to put in a junction here, and then we can connect up our water pipes to all of these guys. Maybe. I hate this. There we go. Okay, so that'll connect all of those. So the next thing that we need is some conveyor lifts. So we'll go ahead and hook these in, and I know clipping central. I don't really care at the moment. Like I said, this is just to get some power. Once we get this power up and running, we will definitely be looking at getting much more good looking and organized power down here. So next up, we need some mergers, and so we're going to need those guys on here. No, we don't need mergers, we need splitters. What am I thinking? So let's grab some splitters, have them output to that side. That is not right. Man, I am just not having a good time. Okay, so that should take care of all of that. What? Why? I don't know what that was about. It wouldn't connect, and then it would. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so before I get too carried away, how much coal do these take? I want to say they only take like 10 each. So Mark 1 belts should be sufficient. Let's go ahead and put those in there. Now, I did get enough resources to make 2 miners because we actually have that much. We're going to remove that wire right there. And, yeah, we'll go ahead and come down here. And this guy will end at our 2 coal nodes that are here. Now, there is another coal node over there, but it is under a rock, and we need to get explosives before we can get to that thing. So these guys are normal coal nodes, so they're not going to produce a huge amount, but I was thinking about it, and it's like, well, might as well just make 2. We'll get them both going right off the bat, have them merge together into one conveyor belt, and run a double belt out. So let's go ahead and just connect these guys up immediately. And let's get merger. Put it right about there. Have that guy feeding into there, that guy feeding into there. And then coming off of that, we will go with a Mark II belt. We have a decent amount, but not a huge amount of... nope, we're not going to be able to do a Mark II. We are going to have to do a Mark I. Well, darn it. Okay, so what I think we're going to do then, we're going to put a storage container here. We have fluid buffers. Okay, so we're going to put a storage container here, and that way we can run at high speed out of the miners and store some of that coal so that when we need to redo that, we can. So now from here, we just need to run this belt all the way down here. We will go ahead and elevate that. And my computer is starting to complain. So yeah, we'll bring this all the way down to the power gen generators. And that should do it. Okay, so now all that we need to do, we need to get our, well, actually, 2 biomass burners would be more than enough. So let's go ahead and get those 2. We'll go ahead and connect them together. But we're not quite going to connect them to the main power line yet. I'm going to put the power pole here. And so now we'll go ahead and fuel these guys up. And we should be good to connect it up here. I've been rather proud of the fact that I have not had any issues with my power system running out of power yet, so that should now start powering the pump. There we go. We should see this thing start pulsing with water here in just a moment. There it goes. Oh, this is nice. This is nice. We're pumping water. We are mining coal. We should be getting some coal down the belt here pretty soon. So let's go ahead and hop up onto this generate. Well, you know what? Before we do, let's go ahead and get some power lines hooked up to these guys, because without that, they won't turn on. Okay, so let's pop up on top of this and we'll wait for our coal. It's coming! Slowly but surely. It is slowly making its way down here. Now, in the meantime, these guys should be completely full of water. Yep, they are completely full of water. So, water is not going to be an issue. Now, if I remember correctly, we should be able to... Okay, so they're going to consume 45 cubic meters per generator. This guy can put out 300. So, yeah, we shouldn't have any issues with that. These are not even going to consume 150. So if this guy... Oh, no, that was the pipe. This guy can put out 200. No, that's the amount that's in it. 120. So it is... Oh, it's slightly less than what is needed. We need 125, and it will put out 120. Well, maybe we'll have to get some overclocking and just slightly overclock that guy to put out like 126 or 127 cubic meters, but there's the coal. Oh yeah, let's go! Coal power. Oh, that is wonderful. That is wonderful. So, I think what we're going to want to do, we still have a few resources here. So, do we have enough? No, we are short on rotors and reinforced plates. So, I think what I'm going to do, I am going to just wait and let this fill these guys up a little bit. The last thing that I want is for it to do like that and run out of coal and shut down. We should be getting plenty. These guys consume 15 and we're bringing in 60. So there's 45 total. We should have 15 extra. It'll just take a little while to build up. Of course, the first one's going to fill first because it's taking a full 30 per minute and only consuming 15. So, yeah, I'll just let these guys do their thing. I guess in the meantime, I can disassemble these guys. They are no longer needed. We have a sustaining power system. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. All right. Well, I'll let this build up. I'll go back to the base, hook up just my assemblers, get a few more plates and rotors so that we can build another water extractor, and we'll get this set up to where we have 2 extractors pumping into here. But the nice part is looking at this 225 consistent megawatts of power. We were only producing 160 at the base with all of those biomass burners. So, yes, I'm happy. All right, see you guys in a bit. Well, our entire base, all of our factories are up and running, and we are running entirely on coal power now. Not a single biomass burner is supplying any power to us. Now, I will be setting up an auxiliary biomass array later on that will help us in case we should happen to run out of power for whatever reason. But I'm going to be keeping a very close eye on that. So right now, we are fairly high on our power consumption. Our maximum consumption is only 23 megawatts below our capacity. So we are going to want to get more generators in place. However, right now, what we really need is these guys. So, yeah, I know, big, ugly spaghetti mess. But we needed to get the screws automatically inserted into these guys so that they could be making rotors and plates. And then also I've got the rods and plates going into them as well. So we are now fully using all of our stuff that is being made here in the iron area. Now the copper and the concrete, not so much. We're probably producing a lot more in those areas than we need. But I have to get tons and tons of plates and rotors and all kinds of things like that before we can really make any of this work. So in the meantime, I think what I'm going to do is try to clean some of this up. I'll slowly deconstruct it section by section, put down foundations, get everything placed down. We're not going to worry about any buildings at the moment, just getting foundations under it, make it look decent, keep it neat and organized and things like that. Since we do have Mark II belts available, I will probably be combining all 4 of the miner outputs into a single belt because they only put out 120 iron ore per minute, and then we can take it to a centralized smelting location instead of having smelters in every which direction. So I'm going to work on that for a while. Shouldn't have any issues with power. So yeah, I will get that done. And I suppose by the time I get back, we should have better part of a box of goodies here waiting for us. And the base de-spaghettification has concluded. So yes, I am actually rather happy with how this is all going together now. So back here we have our 4 Mark I miners, each producing 30 raw iron per minute, all combining into a single line that feeds into 4 smelters that combines together again into a series of 6 constructors. The first 2 here create plates, the next 4 create rods, the last 2 of the rods then get merged together and split back apart into 3 more constructors that are back behind there that produce screws. I then send all of those resources into a series of conveyors that are split between these storage containers and the assemblers. So I have this assembler making reinforced plates, that one making rotors, and each of those has its own storage crate down there. So that's kind of nice. So we should be able to have fairly easy access to just about every resource that we need. Now, I am kind of wanting to extend this out just a little bit and then bring the concrete and the 3 copper items down here as well, add them to the storage. But yes, I am very happy with this. This entire area over here is now empty and I'm loving it. So I did not add any additional machines. This is the exact same number of machines that I had before, just cleaned up and neatened, made to look a lot better. So very happy about that. Now I do think also, yes, we have run out of the ability to make biofuel, but at the same time it looks like we are out of leaves anyway. But yeah, now we can come in here and we can grab rotors, we can grab reinforced plates, screws, rods, and plates as needed. So I am loving that. So I think we're going to go ahead and look and see if we've got the next thing. Well, you know what? Jump pads. Let's go ahead and get our jump pads just so that we can finish up tier 2. So let's grab these. These might actually be very helpful for getting us to the power area a lot faster. So for this, we do need some rotors and some plates. And man, my game is getting a little bit hitchy. I don't know what's going on. And it looks like we have enough wire, or cable, so we should be good on that. So let's go ahead and get all of this in there. There we go.
Milestone reached. Several buildings aimed at factory traversal can now be accessed in the build menu. Caution is recommended during use of these products.
Yep. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I have never actually done much with the jump pads, so I actually feel like using them for some things here might be good. But yeah, like I say, need to get these down to the base as well so that it's a lot easier for us to access all of that stuff. Now, through all of that took me about an hour, so I am very curious to see how much concrete we got during that time period. Man, I gotta go a long way around to get down here. So let's take a look at what we've got. Wow, that's a lot of concrete. So that's very nice. Now, of course, we do have additional iron nodes over here. And so we may be getting into these here very soon. These are normal. No, these are impure also. I was thinking they were normal, but no, they are impure as well. So that's only 2 smelters worth. But if we have anything that we start really running low on, which I know screws we are not really making enough of, so maybe we'll create more screws out of those. I don't know. That would be perfect for another tier 2 belt of screws. But since this is all done, we're going to go ahead and start pulling this down. Now, this one here, I think we're just going to leave it with that because the U-Jelly pads actually need biomass. But this guy here, we're going to go ahead and pull him down. And yeah, I think we'll move these guys. And actually, you know, an even better option. Let's just go ahead and change them down to simple little storage box. Those are facing the wrong way. I'm sorry, my OCD. But these are actually capable of holding one more stack than what we can get in the large crates. So let's go ahead and drop a bunch of this stuff in there, a bunch of that in there. Throw those in there, and that should at least clean up our inventory a little. But yeah, the base is really starting to come together, getting a lot nicer. So very, very happy about all of this. So yeah, I think we'll throw that in there. It really does nothing. I think these actually don't even lightly consume fuel when they're not on, but yeah, that'll give us just a tiny bit more. Well, I guess actually they're not even hooked up to anything. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I guess I'm waiting for the pod to get back. It should be here just momentarily. While we're waiting for that, let's see here. What do we have next? We do have vehicular transport, but we also have basic steel. Now, I feel like steel is what we're going to want to focus on in the next episode. And what we may end up doing, that would probably be a good use for those 2 nodes, would be to make some steel. But let's go ahead and get this vehicular transport, because in order to be able to... Oh, modular frames. Okay, so that's reinforced plates and rods. Well, I think for the moment, what we'll do then for this guy is we will set an assembler right here. We do have power available that we can run another one of these guys. And so all that we need to do is grab some rods, which we produce a lot of rods, and some reinforced plates, set up our modular frames, and get these in there. So that will now start doing its thing. So, gotta get a 50 of these modular frames. That's going to take a little while. That's going to take 25 minutes. In the meantime, I may go out to the power area and kind of work on getting some of that cleaned up and get another generator in, because yes, we are getting really close to our maximum capacity here. So, really want to get that. I also want to get these guys brought over here. So yeah, I've got a little bit of stuff to do. I will be back in just a moment. Well, this is a big change. So we now have 8 coal power plants. This is producing 600 megawatts now. The amount of power we are producing is through the roof in comparison to what we were producing at the beginning of the episode. Very, very thrilled about that. But right now I am doing a little bit of an experiment. So based on the math, these 8 coal generators should consume the amount of water that 3 water extractors can put out. Now, I have the 3 up front, but I have a 4th one in the back. And I'm having it just kind of pump a little auxiliary just so that I can find out if these guys will actually start filling with water. And they are. So what I'm going to do now, just going to verify, yep, both of those are filling with water. So we are going to turn that guy back off. And we're just going to watch the water level in these and see if it can hold reasonably steady. So this one was roughly 45-ish. So I'm just going to keep an eye on it for a while, and it looks like it's losing ground. That is not a good sign. Fluids are supposed to be the king of manifold. So I feel like it should work. I don't like the idea of having an extra 20 megawatts for the water extractor, just because I'm not entirely sure whether or not it will run without it. But at the same time, I don't think that it's worth the risk. Now what I am going to do though, suppose I'll just go ahead and hook this up the way that it was originally. And so we'll just energize that guy. I would rather be safe than sorry at this point in time. I do not want my power to shut down at all. But yeah, we are consuming 230 to 250 of our 600. So we have tons of power still available. Now, while I was out here, I also did a quick scan for coal, and I am just going to really quickly, if I can, place this on here. Nope. Okay. Let's just do that. So, I mean, always trying to... Oh, that is irritating. Why? Fine. We'll do this. There's more than one way to do it. Whatever. I was gonna say something that's probably not very appropriate, but you know, there's more than one way to do that. So there we go. Now we can get up there and inspect our generators at any time. But anyway, I did a scan for coal while I was out here. And we have the 2 nodes back there that we'd already taken, but there appears to be 2 more over here somewhere. And so the one I am pretty sure is the one that has the rock on it, but it looked like there was another one. So, oh, yep, that's what I figured. So I really hope that it wasn't scanning this. It said normal, not temp. And this says pure, so These should show up as temporary on the scanner. Wow, getting a lot of coal out of this guy. Okay, so where would... Oh, yep, there it is. So yeah, there are 2 more nodes here. That is really nice, actually. So we have a 3rd node available. That would allow us to get 4 more generators if we need to, which would push us to 900 megawatts. But right now we don't need it. And of course, if we can blast that guy out of the way, that gives us some more. Now, I did take a look here, so let's go ahead and scan for coal once more. And it does look like there's a couple other coal nodes somewhere reasonably, not terribly far, and that one's pure too. And, oh, that's way up there. That one's pure too. That one's not terribly far away, but it's not very close either. So I don't really feel like we're going to be able to use that one, but these guys will definitely make use of them. But yes, I think that before we need to go beyond these 4 nodes, we're probably going to have our Mark II miners, which is going to double our capacity once more. So I feel like we're probably okay at the moment. Now, right now, we do have a full storage container of coal waiting here in case we happen to need it. So we're using the coal right as fast as we're producing it at the moment. So that's just perfect as far as I'm concerned. Everything is running great. So I think I need to get back to the base now, go and get those modular frames. We need some vehicular transport. Alright, so we should have everything that we need now for the vehicular transport. So let's go ahead and select that milestone and drop in. Oh, we only needed 25. Why did I think we needed 50? I don't know, but that's good because we're going to need some to build the thing. And we need... I feel kind of stupid now because I had twice as many frames and half as many rods. Wow. All right, there we go.
Milestone reached. Long-range transportation, as well as the construction of outposts, is now encouraged. Vehicle stations have built-in functionality to refuel and restock or collect parts.
Yes, perfect. So let's get ourselves one of these guys. So we now have a new transportation one here. Well, I guess we got it from the jump pads. But we now have the tractor. And so to make this, we need some reinforced plates and some rotors. But we already have the modular frames. So let's grab some reinforced plates. Yeah. Run a little low on them, but let's go ahead and make ourselves the tractor. Yeah, and I will say I love this thing. So we are going to fuel it with biofuel. Even though I have some coal down here, we're going to need that for the MAM, and we do not need the biofuel for anything at the moment. But yes, we hop up on it, and there we go. We can now go for a drive. This will get us out to our coal area so much faster than walking. But yeah, this is awesome. This is going to allow us to really start expanding what we're doing. So yeah, we've got several things that we need to get into. Of course, we need to get into steel. And like I said, we're going to be focusing on that in the next episode, but I am really happy about this. Now, in the meantime, I don't know for sure what I'm going to do, if I'm going to set up a truck station here or anything like that, or if we're just going to build remote areas for doing the steel. I don't know. So, yeah, I'll give that some thought between episodes because I do think I'm going to call it quits for this one. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the episode, be sure to give a thumbs up. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you have any thoughts about what I've been working on or anything that you want to see me work on, be sure to leave that down in the comments. If you have any thoughts about how I could improve efficiency in the base or a direction that I should go or anything like that, let me know that as well, and I will see you next time. Bye.